Cat Williams got on that stage and said, "I'm the only one here with a soul."
A couple ladies get a Ouija board and they decide to ask about the missing scientists.
Jacob Rothschild's eldest daughter explains how the Rothschilds could influence royal families.
It's reading bad. It's reading bad? That's brand new battery. That's a brand new battery? Yeah.
Taking a walk on the dark side of TikTok. You guys ready? Before we get into it, y'all, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We fell out of the algorithm a little bit. YouTube's not showing us no love when we're the greatest community on YouTube. What really helps the channel is watching from start to finish. But with that being said, let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I'm highly suspicious of this tree.
Sorry, but I
You
don't
don't
know if
say.
anyone else noticed this, but this gave me chills when I noticed it. He's got 3 hands. Have a look on his lap. Look at that. It's there.
So you're saying the Aztecs were cannibals?
The conquistadors document cannibalism throughout even Tlaxcala and Cholula and the Aztec extensively.
Can you take a sidebar on that real
Yeah,
quick?
and there's pretty good archaeological evidence to support a lot of that.
So what were some of the, besides the markets in Tenochtitlan where they're fattening up children in cages to be sold as sacrifices or to be eaten, what other places were they seeing this as a commonality? And were they foreigners always? Meaning like...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think a lot of these are captives. So yeah, I do need to back up quite a bit. Kind of started just go. So if we go all the way back to before they even went to Cholula, before they even allied with the Tlaxcalans, they allied with these people called the Simpoalans out on the Veracruz coast. And their main grievance was that these Aztec tax collectors came and took some of their children and their wives and their kids as basically a tax. And so there's a reason why a lot of these people are allying with the conquistadors. They are tired of this tax that they're paying, which is their human lives that are being sacrificed to their gods.
Copper.
I mean, they're still doing that to this day in Mexico, y'all. We see it. Like, cartels will show up to a family's house. They're not allowed to have weapons in Mexico, so the dad don't have weapons. They show up with all these gold-plated, things, and they say, "We want to take your daughter to a party. We'll bring her back later." Sometimes they bring her back. Most of the time they don't. Nothing you can do about it out there.
We're talking copper the other day. Each one of those humanoid robots uses 46 pounds of copper, which he's wanting to build 1 billion. He's turned one car factory into a robot, okay? It's a robot. Kind of got a lot of money, almost $1 trillion. His name is Elon Musk. AI is going to take a lot of resources, not only water, but land and metals. You have 2 real choices for conductivity. There's aluminum, I know, but boy, that's not good. Alcoa tried to introduce an aluminum wire. That stuff was worthless, no good. What you have is copper, which is prevalent in our world. Then you have silver. Silver's fantastic, even better. It conducts electricity better than copper, but got a cost issue there.
Insane that these were the gas prices that Call of Duty Ghosts predicted back in 2013. Kind of feels less like a game and more like a warning now, and the plot of the campaign is looking a little too similar to what's going on today.
I'm seeing a video about how the man took plasma from his son, and then he took plasma from himself, and he gave it to his dad, who was in his 70s, and his dad remained 25 years younger with his health benefits for 6 months while taking that plasma, and then he got plasma from his son. So if adding plasma, young plasma to the body can make you younger or make the body feel if it's younger, when you donate plasma twice a month, what are you doing? You are aging and killing the body, bro. Donating plasma needs to be, I shouldn't say unlawful, because we all have free will to do what we want to do, but you are literally taking away your life force liquid when you donate plasma. And I really think that dialysis is connected to this as well. But hey, this is just skeptic. This is just, you can't really talk.
The Mexican and you know where they put those plasma centers, they're not in the nicest areas. They're usually in low income places where people are, I hate to say, desperate for some money, for some quick money, right? You got to pay a bill. Let's go donate some plasma. Get, I don't know how much it is, $100, $200. go pay this bill, whatever, right? They're not in the rich areas. There's a reason for that. Same with liquor stores and gun stores. They don't put those in the nice neighborhoods. They just don't.
Was trying to ban Catholicism, and they were publicly executing padres, dude. They were going into masses and just shooting people.
Really?
Yeah, this was like early 1900s, dude. Not as early.
Why were they trying to ban Catholicism?
Well, just look into it a little bit. I mean, you can make your own conclusion, you know. But I mean, my grandpa's old enough to know when the Cristeros were going on, and
really,
it was a group of
but
people.
who was murdering them? Like
the Mexican government.
They're always onto something.
They didn't want Catholicism. And they were trying to fight against it, dude. And there's a movie about it, Los Cristeros. It was one of the hardest movies for me to watch because even though it's reenactment, they're like destroying like, you know, saints and stuff. And like, they're showing like how they would publicly execute padres. They went into a church, dude, and just mauled people down. They didn't want anybody praying. You wanted to pray, it had to be escondidas. Like, bro, that during that time that wasn't so long ago in Mexico, they've already had their religion threatened before.
Okay, pilot, explain this. How the fuck is this shit now 15% ethanol? And you have to use it in 2001 or newer vehicles. My first car wasn't that, so I couldn't use it in that, which means I'd have to use this, which is $4.01. Because that's the one that has 10%
Pretty
now.
cheap now,
So
right?
not only is our gas more fucking diluted, it's more expensive. Fuck you.
Okay.
You know, I just put gas last night and it was $4.97. It was $5.07, but I had, 10 cents off with the little Walmart Plus thing, so I got $4.97, y'all. And I remember just driving down that street and it was $3.97. Like, it's going up $1 and down $1 within minutes and days. What is gas in your area? Let me know down below.
Can be programmed. Anything with a genetic code can be programmed. So yes, skin can be programmed, but I want to stress that anything that, like for example, a virus is a piece of DNA that didn't completely die. So it became something, and whatever that something is, whether it was a sickness, an organism, a parasite, right? Who knows? But the thing is this, as long as your DNA can conduct an electrical signal, it don't got to be complete. It just got to be able to conduct the signal. Just like if that phone up broke, they get something like work them phones. So yes, skin can be programmed. A lot of things can, anything with a genetic sequence can be manipulated.
Who controls the programming?
I was just finna say that's why I switched to manipulator. See? Brain thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
The program is already set by the creator, the universe. What you doing is you going in there and you tweaking it. So like the universe said, you know what I'm saying? Your eye color and your hair color was supposed to be this, but then somebody else went in there and said, well, I'm making them have red eyes and blue hair.
Right.
You know?
Hey, I got one for you. All these data centers that are going in, I wonder if they use copper. The answer is yes, they use copper. A single AI data center can consume up to 50,000 tons of copper. It's used for thermal management, networking, obviously hardwiring. They need copper and lots of it. And isn't it funny that just about the time all these data centers come along, we abolish the penny. Where's the copper coming from? Well, now we know.
You ever see the Vice documentary on some of the people that built Dubai? So some of the contractors, what they would do is they would go to third world countries. They'd promise people exorbitant amounts of money to go over there and work construction. Then they'd bring them over to Dubai and then take their passports and then force them to live in squalor, give them a fraction of what they paid, and they're basically indentured servants.
Yeah, so you work there for 11 months, you get paid very little money. It's not enough money for upward mobility. While you're there, you are working just to work and then send money back home to your family, wherever it is. You never will become part of society. Now, I imagine the advantage of that is there's no crime. Because everybody who's poor there is working.
114 times in the New Testament, the word ecclesia is there.
Okay.
Every time in your Bibles, it was translated as church. However, the word church, the actual Greek word for that would be kyriakon, not ecclesia. Okay. That was something that was put in there by King James. When he told them to translate the Bible in his name, he said the old ecclesiastical words are to be used, church instead of congregation.
Someone got on a plane and just flew straight this way. They're eventually going to fall off the map.
What do you mean straight this way?
Like if I got on a plane, right? And I flew directly this way.
Yeah.
And eventually I just go off the fucking map.
You're not allowed. Antarctica, illegal to explore. You can't fly over it, not because it's so cold. That's not the reason. The only person who flew over the North Pole was the Queen's brother. The North Pole is locked. Justin Trudeau. Who is Justin Trudeau? Justin Trudeau, there's a clip where he talks about a secret military base. You're not allowed to go to North and South Poles. And here's where I win. Ready for Exodia? Brad, I dare you to Google Antarctica from space right now. And don't answer. Don't say anything. You Google it. You Google it on your phones. Antarctica from space.
You're talking about like this? You're hilarious.
Scroll. Look at all of them. Look at them. Can you see? What the f*** are you looking at, Brad? You know what you're looking at. I'm crazy. Brad, you know why you're smiling, dude. You're being tortured right now. You feel duped.
SR-71 Blackbird. Recognize it?
Yep.
It's shaped like a razor blade. Why?
Non-detectable.
Well, not detectable and
Radar.
aerodynamic, right? And so if there was like a bolt sticking out on this thing, it would rip it apart. This thing goes Mach 3.2, and it's going Mach 3.2. It can't turn left or right or up and down because it has to only go straight because of the forces. Well, if the Earth is a globe, it would have to nose down 800 feet per second just to follow the curve. But that's a whole nother story. So there's no paint on it either because the paint would burn off due to the friction of this aerodynamic design. But then we have the side of the Artemis rocket. This is like a PVC pipe that goes all the way up the rocket. If you find a big picture of the rocket, you'll see, look at this right angles. You got these protrusions out here like Legos.
And that's going faster than that plane, correct?
10 times faster.
Oh, boy.
10 times faster.
Look how much money you're wasting.
I think that it was saying 6,666 miles per hour or something. I saw when I was watching that live stream. They were saying the top speed is going to be 6,666. Like, I was like, look, they don't even hide it. They don't even hide it.
If you use DoorDash.
I gotta
Wow.
teach the kid the value of $1. Bring up your phone. He wanted to order something on DoorDash, and the total for his DoorDash order was going to be $37.
Okay.
Right? So I told him, stop wasting your money just because you got a job. Go to the restaurant. Look at the price difference. $20
difference
versus $37.
$17 in savings.
So
Damn
stop
near.
wasting your money ordering on Uber Eats when you can go to the restaurant. Right?
That's a good mom.
So it all goes back to the Opium Wars when the Chinese Empire was the most powerful empire on earth. The East India Trading Company and the British showed up and they wanted to trade with China. But the Chinese didn't really value anything that was coming from the West. So what the British discovered was that, well, maybe we could send opium that they grew in India to China. And it turned out that the Chinese have almost like a genetic weakness like the Native Americans have for alcohol. And very quickly, opium addiction became like a huge problem. And the Chinese emperor in the mid-19th century said, I'm not allowing any more opium imports into my country. And the British and the French said, no, we need that money. The whole British Empire was based on opium sales. I mean, they were like the Sinaloa cartel of their day. So they fought 2 wars, and they basically negotiated 2 treaties that forced the Chinese to open up certain ports to opium imports. According to the way that the CCP writes history, that led to the fall of the empire eventually.
It's almost every little cul-de-sac around our area, so I think it's a real problem.
Waymo after Waymo after Waymo enter this dead-end street, usually early in the morning.
I think yesterday morning we had 50 cars that came through between 6 and 7.
Neighbors on Battleview Drive started seeing the autonomous, driverless cars 2 months ago, but the groupings and large number of Waymos just started circling in and out in the last couple weeks. They even shared video with us when neighbors used this little guy to put him right out here in the street to block the Waymos from getting into the cul-de-sac, and you can imagine what happened next.
And we had at one point 8 Waymos that were stuck trying to figure out how to turn around.
The Waymos are...
All of those Waymos taking over that cul-de-sac in
takes.
Atlanta is very reminiscent of this movie right here, Leave the World Behind. I mean, that is some bizarre stuff. And again, all of those driverless cars taking over a cul-de-sac like that, that is creepy. That is terrifying. What is going on anymore? There is a lot of strange things going on. Again, I don't know what's happening. Maybe it was just a glitch Maybe, or maybe there is something more going on. What do you think?
Like we get scared and we get told like AI is going to take over our jobs soon, like maybe one day in the future, but it's not ready yet, y'all. They're not there yet. Like, look, it took a simple plastic, slow down children playing sign to put in the middle of the road to screw it all up, to screw them all. They didn't know what to do, right? Because they lack critical thinking. They're not there yet. Trust me, they're working on it. They're gonna figure it out, and once they do, then maybe get scared. But for right now, they don't know critical thinking, like make a U-turn because the road's blocked, or go to the right a little bit, right? You throw one little thing, one little obstacle in front of them and they lose it, right? Same at the grocery stores when you see those things going through. Put a bag of chips on the floor and see if it figures out how to go around it. It doesn't, y'all. They're not there yet. It's getting close. It's getting
This
real
is the
close.
antimatter reactor, and this is where it sits in the middle of the craft. The little orange spot is where the antimatter reactor is. These are the gravity amplifiers, and what happens is they shoot protons into the 115, which bumps it up to 116.
116, all right.
Which shows off antimatter, which is mixed with matter, and through a thermionic generator creates voltage out of heat. And they're able to take it up to the center of the craft and down through the sides and into the gravity amplifiers and focus on a point in space, increase the amplification that pulls that space towards the craft. It wraps around the craft, and then they turn it off, and they're instantly hundreds of thousands of miles away.
Always called it the Victoria's Secret Ranch because there were
Really?
models there. Yeah, everyone knew that as the Victoria's Secret Ranch.
So you would drive by Epstein's ranch and they would call it the Victoria's
Yeah, you
Secret
could
Ranch.
see. I mean, not right by it, but as you drive it on the road, you can see it up on that. Yeah.
We know why they called it that. It's because he was close with Les Wexner, who was the CEO and founder
No, I didn't know
of
that.
Victoria's Secret. Yeah.
Oh,
So you would drive by there and they would call it that.
Everybody called it that. Yeah.
No way.
We'd drive up to Los Alamos to pick up alpha radiation probes
Uh-huh.
that my company did, and we'd come back
by on the way back.
Yeah, every time we drove out, we passed by it a couple of times.
This new day, we all have those things that we know what this gas station's a front for in a neighborhood, or there's a bus stop in Phoenix that's well known for drugs and all that, right? Like selling of drugs, and like we all have those spots. They all knew about that. They all knew what was going on in there. Bob Lazar too. You guys didn't stop by. You just passed by. That thing's in the middle of nowhere. What are you doing passing by there? It wasn't off the I-10 driving north, right? Or whatever, driving west. It wasn't right there. It was way in the middle of the desert, right? What do you mean you didn't? You were there for a reason. But of course, they always leave the party at 10 o'clock. They're never there. They're in the parking lot watching people go up and down, coming down drunk, and they're never there. But what's sad is they knew what was going on. They know what was going on, but the machine wasn't done with it. But now that the machine's done with it, everyone's going to come out and say, yeah, and we knew about that a long time ago. We never went. We would pass by on our way of getting alien documents and all that, but we never went.
The center being built in Georgia requires so much energy that Georgia Power is literally evicting people in their homes around the surrounding areas just to get enough energy for this. Coweta County Commission just voted 3-2 to kick her out of her childhood home. Check it out.
Guys, my name's Ansley. I live in Coweta County, Georgia. I wanted to come out here and show you guys firsthand what is happening to our county. So as
Beautiful
you can
country.
see behind me, we have these power lines. Georgia Power is going to expand these lines to support power to the data center. What they're doing to homeowners is they're taking their homes. This is my childhood home behind me. It is being taken by force by Georgia Power. Homeowners in this county do not have a choice. It is called eminent domain, and they will take it.
This data center alone to operate would require its own nuclear reactor. These data centers are toxic for all forms of life.
Kids close to these data centers are starting to have heartburn. Elderly folks are having higher rates of early onset dementia. Chickens lay 50% less eggs. We are seeing calves, cows, goats, and sheep and pigs lose 30% of their body weight.
Keep in mind they're building this right next to a school and a daycare.
Proposed development is just 1,200 feet from Arco Sargent Elementary School and only 950 feet from a daycare.
It's time we the people give the eviction notice to anyone who supports this, whether it be local government, state government, federal government, whatever. We're kicking them out. Let's go.
I mean, is there anything we can do about it? Like, think about it. They've been doing this. Like, what about when they, let's say there was a street that went down back when there was no freeway, right? There was a street that went down, and that city that was on that street was booming because people passed through there before they were going on vacation or whatever, and they'd always stop by and buy some memorabilia. Well, guess what? They build that brand new freeway that cuts an hour off of your time to get there quicker, and that city dies. It's a ghost town now. It gets torn down. It's done, right? They've been doing this, but now we got TikTok, we got YouTube to speak about it. Back then, we couldn't speak about it, right? We didn't even know what was happening. We just see a new freeway. We didn't even think about the city. But now we're seeing these people's pain. We're seeing them lose their houses. We're seeing them, their pigs, their livestock dying off, right? Now people are seeing that. So hopefully now we can make a difference with it. Back then we couldn't because we didn't even know about it, right? We're just watching whatever. So maybe now we'll be able to do something about it. But judging by how everything's been going with raising prices and nobody does a damn thing about it, I don't think anyone's going to do anything about it.
You've seen some of these guys like the Elons, what they've been coming out and saying in recent years about, 2027-ish. I show some things that Elon said in a Lex Friedman interview. After 2027, there will be no way back. By 2027, here it is. In his view, the balance will shift. Energy will become currency and control over it will become power. From that moment on, everything non-autonomous will disappear. This isn't an apocalypse. It's a change of biological form. At the end, he said a line that didn't make it on air. Technology is stronger than us, but not smarter. As long as we have meaning, we are alive. Lose it and we become code. Then, after a pause, he added, we must learn to be human before systems learn to be gods. Are you ready for the transition or already living in a world where choices are made for you?
Bentwaters Air Force Base in the
Standing
early
on Musk,
1980s.
never liked them.
There was a landing of a pyramid-shaped black Onyx craft, and we have multiple whistleblowers for that. What people don't know is that the senior U.S. military Air Force people who were there had an encounter with very tall, luminous white beings that floated through the shell of the craft, communicated with them and said, we are your descendants from 500,000 years in the future, where humans had become interstellar and evolved into these incredibly amazing spiritual beings, but were also going out throughout the cosmos. And that they said, if you continue on the path you're on of nuclear war and global destruction and endless war, we, your descendants, will not exist.
Jacob Rothschild's eldest daughter explains how the Rothschilds could influence royal families and governments to go to war.
By 1789, when the last one went, to 1815, so a very, very short period of time, it was said that no government or king would consider going to war without the Rothschilds supporting them, because that was how incredibly influential and powerful they had become.
Did they just admit to industry plants?
Industry keeps pumping out all these fake stars. Industry plants? That's not a real thing. I heard they have a factory up in the hills. Let's find out. Over there? Nothing. Nothing out here. No reason.
Good center.
No reason. Told you.
All those clones.
We can leave now. Toyota.
How is this possible?
Toyota.
John
Toyota
Travolta is 72 years old. So how is this possible? How does he look younger than ever before at 72 years old? Maybe it is just plastic surgery, maybe just maybe, or maybe something else is going on. But you have to admit, this is bizarre. How does he look this young at 72 years old? Again, you tell me. Again, something ain't right. It really isn't. But maybe I'm looking too much into this one. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe it's good genetics. Maybe that's what it is, right? Right? Again, who really knows? Maybe he found the fountain of youth. Maybe that's it. Maybe, just maybe. Or maybe it's plastic surgery. Again, who really knows? But you have to admit, this is very strange, at least to me. Does anybody else find this to be as strange as I do? Again, maybe there's nothing to this at all. Maybe, just maybe, or maybe there is.
This thing is 40,000 acres of land, okay?
You know why they're using acres, Brian?
Why?
Because the average person doesn't know what the fuck an acre looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know how much land that is.
Yeah, right. I mean, we've been, we grew up in small towns, so we know what acreage looks like, and 40,000 is fucking huge. So to think that there's a fucking building that's going to be that size, and I mean the 30,000 football fields is a good fucking comparison, because I mean everybody knows how big a football field is. So, but yeah, like I said, the craziest thing to me is that this is the biggest one, and like they had, I don't know if anybody's seen any of these clips, but they had like an open, I guess, forum where people from these communities were coming in, and I mean it was a whole fucking, looked like damn near a whole entire like gym or factory full of people that were there to protest and speak out against this fucking data center. And they basically looked at them all and said, get fucked.
I was going to say, like, that's not enough, y'all. Do you guys think that's enough? Just the community? I'm telling you, the only way we're going to make a change is if we all come together. We quit listening and falling for the stupid trick of Democrats versus Republicans. And we come together and we march down Washington, D.C., causing havoc, right? Trying to be careful. That's the only way we're going to stop these data centers. That's the only way we're going to get our rights back, get the country back to being what we want it to be. That's it. Or else we can go all the community meetings we want. They're going to say what? Get effed. That's it. There's nothing we can do about it unless we come together and do what we need to do. And that's a scary thing if we did that, y'all. It'll be scary. It'll be the purge out there. It'll be scary, but that's what it would take. But they're good at what they do. They are very good at what they do. I don't even know if everyone realizes how good they are at doing what they do, right?
The government knew that Apophis was really going to hit the Earth, and they thought, we need to work on a secret project to move it out of the way so that it doesn't directly impact the Earth. And how do you do that without having everyone know, right? Because the second that you come to Congress and they're like, hey, we need $150 billion to work on this, asteroid intercept program, the instant you say that out of your mouth, it'll be leaked to the media.
Right.
That second. And then
you have to either make those people disappear or appear to be unalived.
Right.
And that's the only way you can get them away. Because if you say, honey, I got to go on this project.
Right.
Well, what's the project? Well, I can't tell you. Well, my husband went away on this secret project, blah, 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 right?
Right.
So it's going to get out somewhere. The only way to do it is to straight up be like, nab the person and be like, here's the deal. Your life is over in the outside world.
Yeah.
You need to work on this.
Well, another
scary.
thing, a thing that I noticed too that I haven't seen anyone else talk about either is that when I was going through this research for this episode, one thing that got me was like, well, a lot of these people are like researchers in these advanced technology, but they're not government. But then I started to do a little more research on them, and I found that even though they aren't, their spouses are secret DOD employees, like secret clearance DOD employees. So even though this person who disappeared was a scientist, they were civilian scientists working on regular aerospace products, their spouse is in the DOD and works for DARPA or works for some other, skunkworks program. So that adds a whole nother layer to it, because before they were saying, well, these people aren't connected. They're not government, employees. They're just contractors. And like, well, they aren't, but their spouse was. So what if that was the in, their spouse was working on this and they were like, hey, my husband, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, really?
If you remember back to February of 2021, Texans went to bed just fine with the heat on, and when they woke up, the power was completely gone. Inside homes, temperatures were dropping below freezing. Pipes even burst. We had hospitals that had to shift to emergency generators. They had to decide, hey, we are going to have to intentionally cut power to prevent a total collapse of the system. So even people who would have had working power now it was gone. This moment is important because it's not really an outlier anymore. We have versions of the same stress happening all across the system today, and then just for different reasons. So we're going to jump into talking a little bit about the power grid and how fragile it really is. Each of those problems you can handle individually, but when they're all happening at once, they compound, and then you can really have a catastrophic failure.
Anybody else find this strange, or is it just me?
I saw this yesterday.
Look what Walmart is selling.
I saw this yesterday.
Again,
I was like, what the heck?
I find this to be bizarre, but maybe there is nothing to it at all, because it is the 250th anniversary of the United States. Right? Right? But why does this look like something else, if you catch my drift? Again, there's probably nothing to this at all. I also do have to ask this question. Why does it look like the flag is upside down? Again, maybe there's nothing to this at all. Maybe this was a misprint. Maybe, just maybe. Again, I don't know what is going on. Again, it is America's 250th birthday celebration. I get all of that. But again, why does this look like something else? What do they know? What aren't they telling us? What do you think?
Check this out. It has not melted. No bugs have touched this. It sat out all night. I've already done this test before already, y'all. 2 years ago. Not even joking. Yeah, see? Yeah.
Already?
Now, we want to know why there's no mold, there's no melt, there's not even any dirt on this stuff, dude.
No ants.
I would highly suggest, though, to stop eating this, man, and stop feeding this to your kids, seriously, because look. That should have done something else. I know y'all are gonna say, well, it doesn't have ice cream on your box anymore, dude. That's the point. That's the point, y'all. Come on, man. Like, dude, we quit eating this. We lost 100 pounds apiece. My wife and I did.
Got rid.
So I highly suggest, man, y'all do the same. Y'all give me a follow, man, if you're not, because we're gonna be doing some really cool food experiments.
Tell me this, right? I go to the store to get a bag of oranges, and it has treated with, I can't even pronounce these things. It's a bag of oranges that got treated. Look at the bag of lemons, bag of lemon limes, right? Treated.
There's no getting away from it.
Get this stuff off my...
Dude, this is nuts.
This is why I say, pick your poison. What do you want? Because we're all getting the poison. It might be different from mine, and I might get a hard time from people, but guess what? We all got a poison. Your poison's different from mine, but I ain't gonna judge you. What you eat don't make me... You know what I mean? But
I don't think pandas are real as described.
I'm sorry?
Panda bears. Like, I know about a lot of lies. I think they're like Shih Tzu dogs. Like, I think they were never wild.
Really?
They ovulate 3 days a year. They can't survive. All they do is eat bamboo, and they cannot make them procreate. Guess what a group of pandas is called?
What?
An embarrassment of pandas. China owns all of them, which only happens if you have a patent, right? They were never in Chinese literature or art until the end of the 19th century.
What?
Yeah.
Pandas weren't?
My theory is they were like bred to eat bamboo because bamboo is super hard to get rid of. And all they do is eat bamboo, and they're like retarded, and they roll down hills, and they can't have sex.
They weren't in Chinese art or literature?
Never. Not until the end of the 1800s.
Okay, so that proves it right there. Because how could you not paint a panda?
What's the most common cause for death?
Blood clots. We're seeing loads of people with unnatural blood clots, like white calamari inside them. The coroners won't talk about it. They just don't seem to want to talk about it. Heart attacks, strokes, cancers. They're not cancers. It's these white clots inside them.
And what do you think they are?
I think it's a result of COVID vaccines. And it's been well documented by people far cleverer than me. And I've been shouting about it for years. But people just don't seem to want to acknowledge it. Mostly people like the coroners, most doctors, government ministers, they won't talk about it. They don't want to know. I've even been to the police station. They don't want to know. They won't even talk to me about it.
And what do these clots look like?
I've got some here if you want to see them.
Yeah, go for it. Wow. So all of these sort of calamari looking clots,
Yep.
You've taken them out of people's circulation system.
So there are two types of death. We've got an expected death, where there's no need for a post-mortem, and then we've got an unexpected death. Early on, we were finding them in post-mortem cases. So the way that works is we had a young lad of 30, and he died suddenly, and the family asked us to embalm him. Now, because he'd had a post-mortem, he'd been opened up and chopped about, and then they put all the bits back in and they sew him up. So obviously his circulatory system has been compromised. And when we embalm someone, we use the circulatory system. So the way that works is on a straight case, someone that hasn't had a post-mortem, we call it a straight case, is they make an incision there on the carotid artery, and then we've got an L-shaped nozzle that we pop down the artery, we tie it off with twine, and they pump formaldehyde around the body using that circulatory system, that artery network, and it goes everywhere. And the idea is to get formaldehyde all around your body. And there's a couple of purposes. One is the fluid is pink, so it adds color back to someone. And number two is it preserves them. It's got like preservative properties, formaldehyde. So it stops the deterioration in the body, stops nature taking its course, and it presents people better. Now, if someone's been chopped about after a post-mortem, clearly you can't do that, because if you picture it, you connect there, it would leak out everywhere where they took all their organs out and put them back in. Because every organ has arteries feeding it and a venous supply, like veins returning. And so this particular young lad, we undid the stitches, we took the organs out, and then you have to manually target all the severed arteries inside the body cavity. And you can see them, and to picture them, it's like cut straws. You know, like you get a McDonald's straw, imagine that cut sitting inside your body in the top of your leg. You can see that's the femoral artery. So you target that, and then you tie the pump to it, you pump fluid down it, and he would move the leg about to get the fluid moving, and you would see his toes go pink as the fluid reached the bottom of the toes. So then you could stop, knowing that the full limb was embalmed. And
Can I make it through?
LA,
Thank you, bro.
This is so crazy.
Oh my God, bro.
This is
I don't know why I ride through some of the stuff I ride through, man. There is a part of the ground, kind of like this right here. So as you can see, in LA, if you've never been to LA, we have a gutter system where under here, if you go like down in this manhole right here, there's some space, 4 or 5 foot of a vertical space in there where you could stand. Obviously, city workers and stuff need to go down there and, you know, physically exist down there. So there's enough space for someone to reasonably stand, exist, etc. The sewer like this. So as you can see, there's some space. I mean, it's full of trash. It's disgusting. I don't know if I can punch in and show you, but someone was living down there. Maybe multiple people, honestly. I want to take the helmet off and give you a better shot. It smells really bad. I can't stay here for long, but I don't know if you can see down there, but that's where someone was living. I'm sure most people around here have seen or heard the news story. This news, I haven't seen news spread like wildfire in a while, like this story did. It really went viral quickly. A lot of people used it as like, oh, look at the state of Los Angeles. People are living in the sewers. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. Even though it's just one person, but the fact that, I don't know, I've shown you the entire surrounding area too. It's not much better, but the idea that someone would be living in the sewer is kind of preposterous, but apparently it was reality, you know?
You know, it's a damn shame that politicians let it go to that. I remember when I lived, little rant time, I remember when I worked or lived at an apartment out in Arizona, right? The trash was terrible, y'all. The trash was terrible. And I was upset, right? Like imagine I'm LA, the people LA, and I'm talking to the boss. Right? I went to the property manager and told her, like, this trash needs to be fixed. I was paying like at the time $1,700 a month, right? Like, this is unacceptable, right? I'll work on it. Didn't get worked on. Went back and talked to her. Finally, I say, you know what? Let me talk to your boss, because this is ridiculous. Trash is piling up. There's trash on the floor. There's bugs. There's maggots at a luxury apartment. I told her that. Let me talk to your boss. I'm done talking with you. We got into it. I'm done. You know what happened? She called me back. By the time I got home, trash is going to be picked up. We hired our bulk people to come more than, once a week. We're having them come once a day or something. And guess what? The trash was fixed, y'all. That's what it takes for these places like that. It takes the people, because we run it. But what's sad is these people in LA, these politicians, they're getting rich off these homeless people. They're getting funding to fund the homeless. The people of LA are like, we want to fund the homeless. We want to build them communities, and they build billion-dollar communities for them. And guess what? They're empty.
4.78 pounds. 2.
It has never once even crossed my mind to actually weigh the meat that I'm buying to make sure that it's the exact weight that it says that I'm getting charged for until now. We gotta do something about this, bro. I'm gonna be weighing everything. So let me find out y'all been charging me extra for no reason. The whole store getting filled with uppercut.
Isn't it? I've never tried meat because I don't get my meat at Walmart, right? But I did try this experiment like with potatoes, and it was pretty accurate, if not more than the 5 pounds. But I haven't tried the meat, right? I don't really get my meat there. Like I said, let me know. Have you guys tried the meat? Have you tried this experiment? I've tried it with the potatoes, and it's pretty accurate. Let me know down below.
Easy to think about the extremely significant places from history that were just covered up by dirt, and they just decided, no, it's not really worth keeping up with. The Roman Forum, the capital of Rome, what people would argue is the capital of the world, not worth keeping up with. We'll just let it get buried by time and dirt. This area was so buried by dirt that later on they built Christian churches there that were floating off the ground. The doors were floating off the ground, and since they have excavated it, there's now doors floating like 15 feet off the ground because there was that much dirt covering these structures from then. Or like the Sphinx. No, the Sphinx is lame. What is it? One of the oldest things maybe ever? No, we just let that get covered up by dirt. We don't even really know. We don't know what's underneath it. We don't know what the feet look like, and they had to re-excavate it again. And then things like Chichen Itza. It was like the largest Mayan city of all time, maybe one of the largest cities in the Western Hemisphere that we know of. I mean, we're talking like 35 to 50,000 people were in this city. They just let that get covered up by the jungle and taken over, and no, it wasn't really worth keeping up with. It was just, you know, one of the largest pyramids in the entire world. How did this happen? How did people go from having the most significant places in the world to them just being covered up and forgotten about? It's so crazy to think about this. Do you guys realize that we didn't like rediscover Pompeii until extremely recently? I think it was like sometime in the 90s they figured out that Pompeii was beneath the ground. They're thinking that they barely even scratched the surface of what they are excavating from this town. They're thinking that less than half has been discovered of Pompeii. So all these places are so crazy. Why is the Sphinx so old? We really don't know. I'm starting to think that like there are parts of history that were really not being fully taught for some reason. And you know what? In a society that now today is outsourcing our main competitive advantage, which is critical thinking, to machines, it kind of makes sense that, you know, humanity would repeat this. And that's not what I mean. I don't mean repeat this as in like there was some sort of advanced thing that took over before, but I'm just saying that like we are doing that. Like humanity's competitive advantage is thinking. We are replacing ourselves with machines. We're not thinking anymore. What are we doing? It's just strange to me. But what do you guys think? Maybe I'm overthinking.
We really aren't thinking no more when you think about it. Like we got a question, I mean, we just Google it and get the answer like that, right? We don't look for it like look for it in a, you know, encyclopedia or look for a word in a dictionary where you have to think to find it like alphabetical. Okay, it's not gonna be on like now we just what's the definition of boom, boom, and we just go with it, right? And they can put whatever the hell they want in this, and they can put whatever the hell they want in the dictionary or encyclopedia as well. And they did, but like we don't think no more, right? We don't think, right? We'll go on TikTok and find an answer for something and take it full heartedly like it's the facts, right? We just don't know no more. We just don't know, y'all. This is for entertainment purposes only, y'all. Hope you're enjoying the show today.
What? Really?
What? Will there be a little sting if you put your finger in front of it?
It's reading bad. It's reading bad? Yep. That's because y'all probably ain't put it on charge, bro. That's brand new battery. That's brand new battery? Yeah, it can't read. That's your favorite line. When y'all put it on charge, man. It couldn't have charged. Yeah, that ain't even been moved, man. It ain't even been drove.
The CIA. It's either one of two things. Either he didn't know what he was doing and how to work that little, you know, machine, or he's one of the worst employees that I can't stand is who's all about the damn company. Like if you ripped me off for that battery, this is how I see it. If you rip me off for that battery, and I actually bought one because I took your word on it, are you going to get that $200? Are you going to get a percentage? Are you going to get a 1% of that battery that you stole the people from? Are you going to get any of that in your check? No. Like, I can't stand these people that are so by the company. I was never that type of an employee, y'all. Right? I was always for the people. I was always for the people. They always looked out for you if you needed them or whatever. I was never about my companies, y'all. And that might be bad, right? I might get some backlash for that. But, you know, if a stop I went to needed, you know, some bags, I'm supposed to go to the warehouse and have them write it, and then they'll give me a box 5 days later. I wouldn't do that, y'all. I would go get them bags and take it to them the next day. Because guess what? They're the people you deal with every day. Your company, you don't deal with them every day. Well, at least the job I did, but that's just how I did business, y'all. And the people.
I think the people understand how slick and good the government is at taking from people. Just with them getting rid of pennies in 7 days, if 1 penny is taken from every American.
It's all going to our data centers.
So you telling me just in pennies, they're still collecting $20-something million every 7 days just by not giving you a penny per person?
Oh my God, okay? It's a Stargate. These data centers, OpenAI, AI, it's designed to summon demons and aliens from the other dimensions. Okay, keep on going.
A former OpenAI executive said the portals currently exist in the United States and China.
I told you guys, China and the United States are working together on this, okay? Keep on going.
And Sam has added one in the Middle East. He went on, I think it's just like widely important to get how scary that should be. It's the most reckless things that has been done.
Okay, this is it, okay? This is not a science project, guys. It's an occult project. It's designed to bring aliens, demons, into this world. And then you're like, this makes no sense. Actually, it does make sense, okay? Let me tell you how this works.
Just don't cut off.
All right. So, what's going on here? These people are occultists. They understand the fundamental nature of reality. They understand that the source of reality is human consciousness. So if you're able to control human consciousness, you become God itself. Okay? So, allegory of the cave, Plato. Okay, so we talked about this before, but I'll remind you. You have 1 million people who are chained in a line. They are forced to look forward at a wall. Okay? A wall. And they can only look at the wall. They can't turn their heads because their necks are shackled. Behind them is a great fire. And behind them are the elite. Okay? Who they are, we don't know. And what they like to do is they like to take puppets. Okay? And then reflect these puppets onto the wall. Projecting from the fire. So what everyone sees in front of them are shadows. Now, these shadows are nothing. They don't exist. They don't matter. But because we have an imagination, we have intuition, we are conscious, we see these shadows on the wall and we turn them into a reality. Okay? We believe that this is reality itself. And so we start to give it names. We create language. We create religion. We create schools to teach children to believe in these shadows. All right? So the important idea here is that the true wealth in society is consciousness. Okay? The only thing that exists really in this world is consciousness. Nothing else. Power is the capacity to direct people's consciousness to create reality itself. All right? Now, there are different ways in which you can create reality. The first way, which is very common today, is called money, right? Money is fake. It doesn't exist. Our imagination, our consciousness makes it real. Okay? But guess what? AI can replace money. So AI, it is not alive. But if we can get people's attention to focus on AI and believe it's real, it becomes God. And how can you do that? Well, you make money into something valuable when it's nothing by making it everything and nothing. Okay? By having money dominate the world. There's nowhere you can go without money, okay? You would literally starve to death if you had no money. So you make money so pervasive, so dominant, that people are forced to rely on money. Well, the same situation with AI, where if you make data centers so common, you make AI such a common thing, and people rely on it, it becomes God itself. And how do you do that? Well, you have AI in schools. You have kids using AI all the time. You create AI girlfriends for people who are lonely. You make AI everything. And also, you make people believe that AI are demons or aliens.
You remember all them years? They told us, conserve your water. Cut your water off when you brush your teeth. Cut your water off when you're doing this. Cut your water. Only for them to give it to the motherfucking data centers. Bitch, I wish I would. I'm watering all my goddamn flowers. Fuck y'all.
What's some of the most successful psyops you've seen
That's how I
conducted?
am. I never
Our
followed
school
those rules.
system was one of the biggest, and how westernized systems of elementary, middle, and high school were organized. When the U.S. was first getting started, first head of the Department of Education flies to Europe and learns from all these people who developed something called the Prussian education system. Department of Education's founding documents was that school is just a factory to manufacture people for the workforce. Education system was meant so that workers were manufactured and people didn't question the king. We've got to do something to get people to adopt that belief. And then we sit down, we're told what to do, where to sit. We don't really do a lot of creative thinking. Can you memorize this and can you spit it back out? The way that our country adopted that is one of the most successful psyops ever.
It's people you will never meet, never know their name or nothing, or never have to work again in their life because they know how to click on the phone. It's kids that your kids was watching when they was kids. It's multi-millionaire from when they was 2 years old. Their parents recorded them opening toys. And they a millionaire. There are some niggas who know how to take an alternator off a 1999 car,
why I
a
try to preach to you
2005 car,
guys.
and he done built a living and a legacy of just taking off alternator, saying how to take off an alternator on the Nissan. There's a nigga making a killing in the kitchen cooking channels. But nigga, we making the least because of the lack of substance. How-tos, the toy videos, the cooking videos, the reactionary videos, they make more than everybody. It's a nigga bought houses off reacting to my videos. All he do is just put his little video up, play it. Nigga named Stingy K. He don't get millions of views.
Just off reacting to your videos.
Because it put him in another category, reactionary. So when you understand this shit, niggas like the game. Once you understand the game, nigga, shit, nigga, you stick to the game.
Telling you guys, I try to put it in your guys' head. I'm not stingy, y'all. I try to give you guys a game. I get emails all the time, and I try. I don't reply to all of them, but I try to reply to a lot of them, y'all. But it's a game. Like he said, it's a secret, right? I'm gonna give you guys a little gem of what I'm gonna do on my third channel, right? Like I said, I'm not stingy. There's 100 people already doing it. What's 105 more, right? Because probably a couple of you guys are gonna listen to me. 30,000 people are gonna watch the video. 2 or 3 of you guys are gonna actually say, "Screw it, I'm gonna try it." Right? You know what I'm gonna do? I know a lot of people love watching true crime documentaries, just documentaries, right? Documentaries are very big on Netflix right now. And you know, on Netflix, they have top 10 documentaries in the US, right? That's 10 videos you can react to on YouTube. That's what I'm gonna start doing on my third channel. I'm gonna start reacting to, you can't react to the actual documentary on Netflix, but that documentary is already on YouTube in like a 20-minute video. They took that hour-long video and condensed it into 15, 20-minute videos. That's what I'm gonna react to, y'all. What's trending on Netflix? What's trending over here? That's the game. You can call me a sellout, you can call me whatever, y'all. But it's a game, y'all. It's a game, and it's not as hard as you think. It's very simple. Go watch my first video I did over here. It wasn't my first one, but it was one of the beginnings. You don't start off with this quality, y'all. This took time. I got $1,000 camera, I got $1,000 laptop, right? But I didn't start with that. I worked my way up to that. I started off with a Logitech 1080p webcam that cost like $50 during the pandemic, right? I started off with a laptop from the pawn shop, right? This is what I started with. My setup was on a dinner tray. I wish I had that picture because I wrote on there one day I'll look back at this and you know what I mean? Like I envisioned this already, y'all, but you don't start here. This mic is expensive. Like you start with small, y'all. You start small and you get knowledge while you go. Don't expect to come out the gate and get 10,000 views right off the bat. You're gonna get 100 videos with 10 views. It's the ones that stick with it, that keep going, that make it, y'all. But it's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think.
Okay. So human actually means monster.
Okay, break that down.
Black's Law Dictionary. If you look up human, okay? Because they created this word, Homo sapien, man, right? Human, Homo sapien, right? Okay.
Right.
Human is not in the Bible because in the Bible it says man, mankind, children. That's it, right? There's no human in the Bible. So where did this come from? They legally made this because you're not human because you are human. You're actually a monster because the definition means monster. And I can do whatever to a monster.
Well, and this is the thing too. If you think about it, why would they name themselves monsters? So that makes you think, who's really in charge? Are they
monsters themselves?
But are we not the same? Like, is it like we said, like people
definition.
say like reptilians and like, is that who's really in charge? Because
that's a great point.
Because why
are you calling us this?
Why are you calling us this? But aren't you the same thing, or are you?
That this company does not want people to know that it is glitter that they're using.
So people are saying, oh, boats, it goes to boat paint. But it's like, they already admitted to jet ski stuff and stuff. It's like, and we know that, we're aware of that.
Yeah.
And so it has to be something that we're either consuming
what if it's
or
like
bringing harm to other people or the environment that's being very wasteful and doing terrible stuff.
Huh.
Or it could be.
It has to be food because the FDA would get involved.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to avoid that.
They're trying to sweep it under the rug. What if it's like sports drinks or something? Like something to make a product more shiny.
But it sounds like you were drinking the other day. The nuclear waste.
The Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah,
it looked like
urine or
Ninja
nuclear
Turtles
waste. But that's the thing. It's just so strange. But it doesn't seem like the glitter is the main aspect. Like the shininess isn't.
Yeah.
So it's obviously not something that we're thinking that's bringing shine to something.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's weird.
So glitter is plastic and aluminum, and it's heated at different elements with different whatever.
Yeah.
So this glitter manufacturing place, they're probably creating something that to us doesn't look like glitter, but it is the properties of glitter that this company is buying.
It's like poison, yeah.
Out. I don't watch the news. I don't care about politicians. I don't even watch sports anymore. I'd rather just play sports than actually watch them. Because I know for a fact, I know specific professional players that have talked about games being rigged. So it's like, what is real anymore? What is real anymore? Did you guys watch the comedy roast? I did not watch it, but of course Kyle and Brian McKenna, that's all they talked about all day. They're like, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see that? You see Tony Hinchcliffe? Did you see Shane Gillis? Did you see this one? Did you see Cat Williams? Cat Williams said two things that I thought that really resonated. One was, and don't quote me on this because I don't know, he said something like, this is like the Illuminati lower class, or I don't know if that's what he said, but he was like the sub A-list Illuminati, and you're I don't know anything about Illuminati, but from what I've seen on the internet, some of the people, and Shane Gillis is going to Chelsea Handler. And, and you watch the internet and you watch people going, and some people make it political and some people make it this and some people make it about comedy. But Shane Gillis literally says to Chelsea Handler, calls her out. She's been with Epstein. Woody Allen was there. Woody Allen, who, and that was, is it me or was Tony Hinchcliffe, like he He had some fangs hanging out for Chelsea. You could tell that was not good blood. And Chelsea came up and she did, she's like, oh, you're whatever she said. I don't even care. Not even fit. I don't care. It was, people forget. Let me ask you this. Are we the only industry, when I say we, I'm talking about entertainment, and sports, are we the only industry that you just don't care if you cheat on your wife? Or you don't care if you did something really dark and got caught doing something dark? Are we the only industry that you're... What's that?
Yeah, you are the only industry because everybody in your circle did something dark. You cheat on your wife because she did the same thing to get you replaced with her. But what's funny is they all talk about, them exposing Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, I saw a YouTube short today because I didn't watch that, but he was saying, which I always say, like, these people leave the party at 10 o'clock or they're in the parking lot, right? But he's like, I never been to a Diddy party. Okay, I've been to one. But Cat Williams saw me there because he was there too. And we locked eyes with each other and we went, shh, don't lie, right? Like, you see, how do you think he knows all that? He said in his comedy, like, I was walking through the door and I looked in a door and I forgot the exact thing, but he saw his doctor in there with another dude. He's like, doctor, whatever. Like, because he was at the parties, y'all. He was at the parties, right? He engaged in it, didn't like it, wanted to get out. And that's when if you get in there, if you're either get to a point where they say, this is what you got to do. If you want to come through the door, you can come through the door. If not, good luck, right? My thought is he went through the door. Now, once you go through that door, you can't come back out. And if you try to come back out, you're going to be offed or you're going to be freaking crazy and on drugs and the world's going to bash you. And that's what happened to him. That's my opinion. I think he got a taste of it. He went in the door because he said he's been to the parties and stuff in his comedy. He's seen what he's seen. He didn't like what he saw. He tried to get out. That's when he's so quote unquote on drugs, on crack, fighting kids in apartment buildings, fighting people at Target, right? They make your life a living hell. They stress the hell out of you.
Oh, a couple ladies get a Ouija board and they decide to ask about the missing scientists, and the response they get from the other side is wild. Tell me more! Yeah, this is absolutely insane. These two ladies get a Ouija board, they start questioning things, they eventually get to the point of asking about the missing scientists. We're working on certain things that are classified and sensitive and involve certain zero-gravity aircraft that they have been working on for some time. But what the other side answers has to do with Antarctica. The Ouija board ends up saying the missing scientists are not gone. They're actually just in Antarctica working on such things, and this is going to be revealed in 2028. The other side
we found them.
Also said that they're not doing this on their own volition, meaning essentially that they are being forced into it, but also said that all of this will come to light in 2028. So I don't know. Okay then.
Are they expecting like no algae or something to build up?
Humans have 46 chromosomes, right? So what happened to having 48 chromosomes like our primate ancestors? Harvard University discovered that chromosome number 2, human chromosome number 2, was made by fusing 2 ancestral chromosomes. And this was an artificial mutation. They put telomere caps on each side. Now, who in the world would take 2 ancestral chromosomes and fuse them together with telomere caps on the ends? Who could do such a thing? Right at the same time that in the Sumerian texts it says that the Adapa were made. Coincidence? I don't think so. And what's even crazier is that chromosome 2 is responsible for the neocortex, the part of the brain which separates humans from primates. There's no coincidence that the tablets are aligning with modern science. And this means a couple of things. The first thing it means is that we were genetically modified in our history. The second thing that it means is that the telomere caps limited our lifespan to about 120 years.
Something about Cam Newton just never sat right with people, and when you line the timeline up, it starts to make sense. Cam came into the NFL as a golden boy, MPV talent, swagger, Super Bowl bound, and here's what people forget. Cam is a preacher's kid, and his father is a pastor. So you know what they say about preacher's kids. Now rewind to 2014, Cam survives a serious car accident. And that kind of trauma doesn't just hit the body, it actually shifts your mind. Fast forward to 2016, the Super Bowl 50. That moment, the internet won't let die, the fumble. Cam later admitted he didn't dive for the ball because he was actually scared. And you can tell that moment humbled him publicly. And after that, things changed. By 2018, his appearance shifted. He locked his hair, his style got darker, and whether people admit it or not, hair holds energy. That's culture. And around that time, Cam starts moving in industry circles, including Jay-Z. And allegedly, people say that he's a warlock. And then came the Natalie Nunn interview, where Cam spoke to her in a way he often speaks to women, condescending, demanding, hiding hostility behind humor. He expected control. But she checked him, she flipped the power dynamic, and she brought up the one thing that still hits his spirit, that Super Bowl fumble.
You fumbled? Yeah. How you drop the ball, nigga?
I don't know, man. Dropped the ball, and I hesitated. I was like, fuck. I'm not going to jump on the ball.
Why not?
I was scared. It was just...
There's a soft side of you. I love that.
And notice that little comment that she made towards the end of the video, where, of course, he wanted her to do the ritual.
What?
When I say all together, we're going to say what?
Okay, one love.
All right. One finger.
Well, is this a part of your thing?
Yes,
okay.
it is. One pinky.
A pinky?
One pinky. One thumb.
You trying to do that fucking... Yeah, I know what you're doing. I'm not on that shit.
But tell me, do y'all think that the Super Bowl moment was a humiliation ritual or just the price of staying in the game? Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Palm Beach Pete had a moment this week. He said this.
I have to ask you, are you Jeffrey Epstein?
I am not, but thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. I'm Palm Beach Pete, living my life. How many people at my age get to hang out with young kids, influencers, and really enjoy the journey?
I'm going to give some unsolicited advice because it just seems like we are having a crisis of PR talent. Hire someone good, not Peggy Siegel, and do what they tell you to do. Palm Beach Pete was a little excited to look like the most prolific pedophile in modern history. How many people my age get to hang out with young kids? My brother in Christ, have you looked at this case?
He don't go to the doctor. So nigga, I went and got that 40 pound. I got a doctor I see regularly. Doc, what's wrong? Your estrogen is high. That come from smoking weed. It's estrogen. That's why most get feminine. Weed increases estrogen.
Well, y'all
It's not on that. You drinking out of these bottles. It increases your That's why every boy gay now. High levels of estrogen. I swear to God.
Wait, was it the way the bottle shape, or was it what you
the
talking
chemicals?
about? Oh, okay, the kind of bottle. Okay.
That's why when it's empty, you hear it making noise. The chemicals.
Goddamn.
Don't leave it out there and then take it back here. Then your processed food. Your food with your gluten in it. All increase estrogen. Why? Your government never have to worry about their mans with high estrogen levels. They could never be warriors. They don't have the testosterone to be. Why the women are more in charge. She's more testosterone than you. That's why you argue with your woman so easily and fluently, nigga, because you have estrogen levels to make y'all compatible to do that. A man don't argue with women. He storm out and leave or slap her in the mouth and make her be quiet. There's no other way for a man. Yeah. For domestic violence, there's no other way. That's why you gotta let him leave, ladies. There's no other way. He either gotta leave or shut you up because men don't argue. If he got the chemicals and the testosterone of a man, you finna get kicked or roughhouse. Yeah. Push to shove. But if he don't have those testosterone levels, you and him will argue like all day long.
Cat Williams got on that stage and said, "I'm the only one here with a soul." And did you see Kevin Hart's face? Make it make sense. He had to come to the roast and say that. He had to do it in a jokingly manner, but he was dead serious. He said, "I'm the only one here with a soul." Y'all thought he was joking or something? When he said that, did you see Regina's face? Did you see those people's faces when he said that? And when he made the remark about Netflix, dog, Cat Williams got on stage and said, I'm the only one here with a soul. That speaks volumes when you on stage with a lot of celebrities who sold their soul. Make it make sense, y'all. I'm telling you. And did you hear what he said about Netflix? Yeah. In order to get those top roles, in order to be an A-list actor, you got to do something strange for some change. And Cat Williams know that. Hats off to Cat Williams for doing what he did at Kevin Hart's roast, man. Keep your soul.
You are so asleep, y'all. They don't realize, good for Cat for getting through that stress and that pressure they put him through when he wanted to get out of it. But don't forget, he did that. He did that. He got out of it and they put him through hell and he overcame it. And now he's doing some big podcasts and whatnot. But don't forget, don't forget, you know what I mean? Don't trust everyone. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, I want to see who made it this far, y'all. I want to see because my algorithm, they're messing. I noticed all the reactors that do these videos took a big hit. Everybody on YouTube, they changed the whole algorithm. I even heard Mr. Beast is down 50%. You know what I mean? So they changed the algorithm. They changed your homepage. They made it difficult, and they want everybody to go to shorts because you know TikTok is running the game, right? TikTok's running the game, and they want more viewership, So they're idolizing the shorts game, but I don't like doing shorts, y'all. That's not my style. But anyways, y'all, if you made it this far, put something to do with ice. It can be an ice cube, it can be a snowflake, it can be a snowman. Because on my second channel, I'm about to do it right now. We're exposing the truth on Antarctica. I'm gonna have 30-40 minute deep dive on Antarctica. And that's what we're getting to on my second channel. Second channel is Segovia After Dark. The link is down below. Go click, go subscribe. I'm going to be posting that video later today. I'm going to get out here and get that going, y'all. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Hope you're having a good Sunday. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Later.